Okay, Citizens Eye here today in the very impressive Lord Mayor's Tearooms, and I've got with me Assistant Mayor, Councillor Dempster.
That's right,
Morning,
thank you.
Can you tell us a bit more of why you're here today?
Well, to be honest with you, I think that carers are part of the mainstay, the fabric of our society, really. Can you imagine what it would be like if all those carers suddenly withdrew their support? Now, they're not going to do that, are they? Because they are caring for people that really need them, people that they love. But we mustn't take advantage of that. And it would be so easy to take advantage. These are people that are often feeling very isolated, in my opinion, and communication is everything, knowledge is everything, and that's why I'm here today, because I want the knowledge to be able to go out to my constituents and spread that knowledge, but also it's about giving it the event, that bit of high profile, which is what I hope that I'm bringing to this, to say this does matter, this is important. Come and engage, because you will find out things that are going to benefit you and benefit the people that you care for.
Yeah, so we're here for the launch of National Carers Week, aren't we? And the actual event, the theme of it this year is the true face of caring, isn't it? What to you, Vi, is the true face of caring?
I think it's about the fact that to be a carer involves a great deal of your time, a great emotional commitment, and a carer has needs as well. That's what we need to remember. We need to remember that it's not just about the person who you're caring for. A carer has needs, and those needs have to be met, because if those needs aren't met, if we don't focus on the carers, they're ultimately not going to be able to care for the person who is even more vulnerable. So it's about having that encompassing approach.
A recent report by has said that 4 out of 5 carers are really worried about the effect of cuts that are coming to carers, sort of like benefits and stuff. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, well, again, it's about information, isn't it? And I think at this point in time, we don't have the information. And whenever you don't have that full picture, then that is very, very anxiety-provoking. So it is about that engagement, because that's what's important. Yes, there's going to be cutbacks. We all know that, because the government are cutting our funding. So there is going to be cutbacks. What we need to do is engage locally with our carers to say, what matters to you? What makes the biggest difference to you? Make sure they're involved, make sure we get our priorities right, because it's the carers' priorities. So that's the first thing. And the second thing is about getting that information about benefits. I think a lot of people are not aware of the benefits that they're entitled to, and they're not getting those benefits. So we need to make sure, with charitable groups, with voluntary organisations, that people are getting that information and they're getting that support to make that application. People don't always know the information, and they don't always have the confidence.
Yeah. With regards to that, is the new Mayor's team looking forward to working closer with kind of voluntary organisations and things like that to actually get that message out there?
Absolutely. It is about working, especially when you've got a situation of reducing budgets. It's even more important that you are targeting those scarce resources, not in the way that we want as a council, in the way that makes the most difference for carers. Now, how would you know that unless you're actually going to talk to the carers? That's the point. You have to talk to the carers, you have to talk to the voluntary organisations who are actually working on the ground, you know, at the front line, and saying, what do you know makes a difference? That's where we need to target the resources.
Yeah, I think you certainly coming along today, and I was at the first of the Lord Mayor's meetings at the Clock Tower. Are there going to be more of those kind of events, so you actually find out what people actually do want?
Yeah, absolutely. And right at this moment in time, what we're doing is we're getting a series of dates for the rest of the year, so that people can plan, so that people can say, oh, I might not be able to attend that one, but you know what, I'm going to be around for that one. And it's really important that people engage with that process, because otherwise what happens is, as a council, we think we know and we provide services on that basis. That's not always what is really making a difference to people's lives. That's why it's so important to listen and act on what people say. There is nothing worse, in my opinion, than being consulted with and then nothing happens. That's not good enough. What we need to do is consult people and then go back to them and say, this is what you said and this is what we were able to deliver and this is why we were able to deliver that.
So these meetings, Vi, will they include not only going to sort of visit kind of groups that represent certain kind of interest groups, but also kind of geographical areas in the city?
That's right. We want to get out into communities. You know, nowadays it's quite expensive to get into town. So we won't be doing all of our Meet the Mayoral team, we won't be doing all of that in the city centre. What we need to do is get out into the shopping areas. If you go to, just as an example, Aikman Avenue, there's a big parade of shops there, always busy. That's where we need to be. On the Saffron Lane, another big parade of shops. And all the way around the city, there are those little shopping areas that are actually quite busy. We need to be engaging there.
Vi, thanks for the interview today, and it's going really well so far. So
absolutely.
Thank you. Good luck with it all.
Thank you.